Imagine an island no bigger than a football field. Yet over 200 people are crammed together, living with zero privacy. No streets, no escape, nowhere to hide. But that's just scratching the surface, because this island holds bizarre secrets that make no sense. Break an unknown rule here, and you might just vanish without a trace. Even top scientists have thrown in the towel. This mystery is that unsolvable. So what's really going on? Stick around till the end, because the final secret will leave you stunned. But before we dive in, if you love jaw-dropping mysterious content, hit subscribe so you never miss out, and comment "I subscribe" so I can personally welcome you. Alright, let's unravel this mystery. Number 10, the size. What if I told you there's an island so small you could walk across it in less than a minute? Yet, over 200 people call it home. Welcome to Migingo Island, a place that defies logic and pushes the limits of what we thought was possible. Imagine a landmass covering less than half a hectare. That's smaller than an international football pitch. To put that into perspective, think of a typical five-a-side soccer field. Now shrink it even further. That's Migingo Island. But here's the real shocker. This tiny piece of land is packed with people, homes, and life. Every single inch of space is utilized to the maximum, with houses built so close together that there's barely any room to walk between them. There are no streets, no backyards, and absolutely zero room for privacy. In most places, land this small would be considered uninhabitable. But for the hundreds of residents of Migingo Island, it is home. So how do they make it work? Let's go even deeper. The island sits in the vast waters of Lake Victoria, one of Africa's largest lakes. From a distance, it looks like nothing more than a tiny speck floating on the horizon. Yet as you get closer, you realize it is alive, buzzing with human activity. Boats constantly dock and depart, fishermen unload their daily catch, and children play in the narrow alleys between makeshift homes. The island never sleeps. Now, here's a mind-blowing fact. Migingo Island is one of the most densely populated places in the world. The population density is so extreme that it makes some of the world's busiest cities seem spacious in comparison. Imagine squeezing an entire neighborhood onto a speck of land so small that you could walk across it in a few steps. But how do people actually survive in such a cramped space? What about food, water, and sanitation? That's where things get even stranger. Could you live in a place this small? Drop a comment below. Number 9, the population density. Now, imagine cramming over 200 people into an area no larger than a football pitch. Sounds impossible, right? But that's the daily reality on Migingo Island. This tiny speck of land is home to a bustling community, making it one of the most densely populated places in the world. If you think big cities are crowded, wait until you hear how life unfolds here. No room for privacy. On Migingo, space is a luxury that no one can afford. Every inch of land is maximized to its absolute limits. Homes are built so close together that neighbors can hear each other's conversations through thin walls. In some cases, families share tiny single-room houses with multiple generations living under the same roof. There are no backyards, no empty spaces, just people, homes, and more people. At night, the island transforms into a maze of flickering lanterns and murmuring voices as residents gather in small clusters to socialize. There's no such thing as personal space, but remarkably, this has created a tight-knit community where everyone depends on one another. On an island this small, cooperation isn't just encouraged, it's a necessity. How do they manage? With such a dense population, you might be wondering, how do they handle basic necessities like food, water, and waste? Water. Fresh water is a constant challenge. Rainwater collection is one of the main sources, but residents often have to travel to the mainland to bring back water in large containers. Food. Fishing is the primary livelihood, providing sustenance for the entire island. However, since land for agriculture is non-existent, other food supplies must be imported from the mainland, making everyday life more expensive. Waste management. With so many people in such a tiny space, waste disposal is another major concern. Without a structured sanitation system, much of the waste ends up in the lake, raising serious environmental and health issues. A social paradox, chaos or harmony. Despite these challenges, Migingo Island is a surprisingly harmonious place. Crime is low, and disputes are often resolved through community discussions rather than formal authorities. People look out for each other, sharing resources, watching each other's children, and even helping with daily chores. But could you live in a place where privacy is non-existent? While many of us value solitude, the residents of Migingo embrace community life as a way of survival. Their way of life may seem unimaginable to outsiders, yet it has persisted for generations. What's next for Migingo? With climate change and rising water levels, Migingo faces an uncertain future. Experts warn that in a few decades, the island may no longer exist. Will the residents adapt and relocate, or will Migingo's story end beneath the waves? One thing is certain, Migingo Island is a testament to human resilience in the most extreme conditions. What do you think? Could you handle living in such close quarters? Let us know in the comments. Number 8. The fishing industry. Fishing isn't just a profession on Migingo, it's a way of life. The island, a mere dot in the vast waters of Lake Victoria, thrives on one thing: Nile perch fishing. From the break of dawn, the air is filled with the roaring engines of wooden fishing boats as they set off into the mist-covered lake. Fishermen navigate the unpredictable waters, casting their nets with precision, hoping for a bountiful catch. By midday, the boats return, overflowing with Nile perch, and the island bursts into life. The heartbeat of the island. The economy of Migingo is entirely dependent on fishing. The freshly caught perch is swiftly sorted, scaled, and packed in ice, ready to be transported to markets miles away. Traders from the mainland arrive in their boats, bartering and negotiating for the freshest haul. Every single person on the island, men, women, and even children, plays a role in the fishing cycle. Even those who don't fish have jobs that revolve around it. Women smoke and dry the fish, turning it into a commodity that can last for weeks. Others mend fishing nets, repair boats, or sell essential supplies to the fishermen. The smell of fish hangs in the air, mingling with the scent of burning wood from smoking huts, a testament to how deeply ingrained this industry is in daily life. Danger on the waters. But fishing on Lake Victoria is not for the faint-hearted. The lake can be unforgiving, with sudden storms that capsize boats in mere minutes. Many fishermen have lost their lives to the treacherous waters, and yet every day they return, because for them, there is no alternative. The lake gives life, but it can also take it away. And then there's the rivalry. Fishermen from different parts of the lake often compete fiercely for the best fishing spots. At times, disputes even break out over territorial waters, especially given the ongoing border dispute between Kenya and Uganda. In some cases, armed patrols from either country have seized boats, confiscated fish, and arrested fishermen, turning a simple trade into a dangerous gamble. A fragile future. But how long can this way of life last? Overfishing, pollution, and climate change are beginning to take their toll on Lake Victoria. Fish stocks are dwindling, and some experts warn that within a few decades, Nile perch could become a rare commodity. Without fish, Migingo Island's entire existence would be at risk. So what happens next? Will the islanders find a way to adapt, or will Migingo eventually fade into history? What do you think? Could Migingo survive without its fishing industry? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Number 7. The island's ownership dispute. Despite its minuscule size, Migingo Island has been the center of a heated territorial dispute between Kenya and Uganda for years. But why would two nations fight over such a tiny speck of land? The answer? Power, resources, and national pride. A battle over more than just land. Migingo Island sits in a strategic location within Lake Victoria, home to some of the most lucrative fishing waters in East Africa. Whoever controls Migingo controls access to these waters, making it a valuable economic asset. For the island's residents, however, this battle is more than just lines on a map. It's a fight for their identity, security, and survival. Life in the crossfire. Imagine waking up every day not knowing which country governs you. That's the reality for Migingo's residents. Kenyan and Ugandan patrol boats frequently clash over territorial claims, and fishermen often face arrests, fines, or even boat seizures simply for casting their nets in contested waters. Some fishermen have reported being detained for days, their boats and entire livelihoods stripped away, just for fishing in what they believed was their own territory. Fear, uncertainty, and tension have become part of daily life on Migingo. Who really owns Migingo? The dispute traces back to colonial-era agreements, where the exact borderlines were never clearly defined. Both Kenya and Uganda claim historical rights to Migingo, but neither has an internationally recognized claim. Efforts to settle the dispute have been made, but talks often stall as political tensions rise. Some argue that international courts should intervene, but so far, no clear resolution is in sight. The uncertain future of Migingo. With rising tensions and a lack of official governance, Migingo's future remains uncertain. Will a formal agreement finally bring peace to this tiny island? Or will disputes continue to escalate, turning Migingo into a flashpoint for greater conflict? One thing is clear, for the residents of Migingo, this is more than a political battle. It's a fight for their right to exist. Who do you think should control Migingo Island? Should it become independent? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Number 6. The living conditions. How does one live on an island so small, where space is almost non-existent? The residents of Migingo have adapted in extraordinary ways, creating a lifestyle that is both challenging and inspiring. Homes without walls. Compact huts, built closely together, house entire families, sometimes multiple generations under the same roof. Personal space is a concept that simply doesn't exist here. Neighbors are literally within arm's reach, and doors? Many homes don't even have them. The narrow alleyways between these makeshift homes are used for everything: cooking, socializing, even working. Clotheslines crisscross between roofs, and children play in whatever small open spaces they can find. Every inch of Migingo is utilized to its maximum potential. A community built on sharing. Despite the cramped conditions, Migingo Island's people thrive on cooperation. Food, water, and resources are often shared, and neighbors rely on one another in ways rarely seen in modern cities. It's not just about survival, it's about unity. Water, fresh water is scarce. Many depend on collecting rainwater or transporting it from the mainland. Electricity, power is limited, with small generators or solar panels providing energy to only a few homes. Sanitation, with no proper sewage system, waste disposal remains a serious challenge. The resilience of Migingo's people. Life here is far from easy. During heavy rains, homes get flooded. The scorching sun turns metal rooftops into ovens. Diseases spread quickly due to the lack of proper sanitation. And yet, Migingo's residents endure. What keeps them going? Hope, community, and the sheer will to survive. In a world where personal space is a given, Migingo proves that human connection matters more than square footage. Could you live here? For many of us, the idea of living without privacy seems unimaginable. But for the people of Migingo, this is home. Their way of life is a testament to human adaptability and the power of community. Could you live in a place where privacy doesn't exist? Let us know in the comments. Number 5. The island's infrastructure. Migingo may be small, but it has a thriving infrastructure that keeps its dense population going. While most people would expect such a tiny island to lack basic services, Migingo's residents have built a fully functional micro-society, one that operates on resourcefulness and sheer determination. A city in miniature. Despite its limited space, Migingo boasts a surprisingly lively economy. Tin-roof buildings line the island, packed closely together, serving as homes, tiny shops, and even bars where residents gather after a long day of fishing. Makeshift market stalls pop up in every available corner, selling essentials like rice, cooking oil, and even mobile phone credits. The island may be cramped, but life here is anything but stagnant. Powering an overcrowded island. Electricity is a luxury, but Migingo has found a way to generate power. Several hardworking diesel generators run throughout the night, powering small businesses and lighting up homes. A few lucky households have installed solar panels, allowing them to store energy for use during power shortages. However, electricity is far from stable. Many families rely on candles or battery-powered lamps, and when fuel for the generators runs low, the entire island plunges into darkness. Yet the people of Migingo adapt as they always have. Water, a precious commodity. Water is one of Migingo's biggest challenges. With no natural freshwater sources, residents must fetch water from the lake, treat it, and store it in large tanks. Rainwater collection also plays a crucial role, but during dry seasons, the island faces severe shortages. Some travel to the mainland just to buy clean drinking water, a trip that can take hours. Sanitation remains a serious concern. With no modern sewage system, waste disposal is rudimentary at best, raising health risks for the densely packed community. Resilience and ingenuity. Despite these hardships, Migingo's infrastructure is a testament to human adaptability. With limited land, unstable resources, and overcrowding, the residents have built a community that, while unconventional, functions against all odds. But the question remains, how much longer can Migingo sustain itself? With rising population pressures and environmental threats, the island's future hangs in the balance. Could you survive on an island with limited water and power? Let us know in the comments. Number 4. The island's economy. With such limited space, how does Migingo's economy function? Surprisingly, this tiny island has a vibrant trade network, fueled by one crucial resource: fish. Fishing, the lifeblood of Migingo. Migingo thrives on fishing, with Nile perch being the primary catch. Every day, fishermen set out before sunrise, braving the unpredictable waters of Lake Victoria. Their success determines the financial well-being of the island, as the fish are sold to traders from the mainland, bringing in a steady stream of income. But fishing isn't just a job, it's a way of life. From the moment boys are old enough to navigate the water, they begin learning the art of fishing, ensuring the tradition is passed down through generations. Without fish, Migingo wouldn't exist. A market unlike any other. Migingo may be small, but its bustling economy extends beyond fishing. Makeshift markets pop up daily, selling everything from freshly caught fish to cooking essentials, clothing, and even solar panels. Tiny pubs and bars serve as gathering spots, where residents unwind after a long day on the water. Street vendors sell charcoal, vegetables, and household goods, all imported from the mainland. Some entrepreneurial locals have set up repair services, fixing boats, fishing nets, and even mobile phones. Every inch of Migingo buzzes with commerce, a testament to human ingenuity in even the most confined environments. Challenges of a cramped economy. While Migingo's economy is impressive, it's not without serious challenges. Overfishing threatens the island's main income source. If fish stocks decline, so does Migingo's ability to sustain itself. Inflation is high, as goods imported from the mainland often come at inflated prices, making even basic necessities expensive. Lack of financial security. There are no banks, ATMs, or structured financial systems. Most transactions are done in cash or barter. The future of Migingo's economy. With rising concerns about overfishing and climate change, the island's economy faces an uncertain future. Some experts warn that without alternative industries, Migingo could be at risk of economic collapse. But the people of Migingo are resilient. They have adapted before, and they will adapt again. The question is, what will they do when the fish run out? What do you think? Could Migingo survive without fishing? Let us know in the comments. Number 3. The island's community. Migingo Island is home to over 200 individuals from diverse backgrounds, creating a melting pot of cultures unlike any other. Despite the tiny living space, the residents have found ways to coexist harmoniously, forging a deep sense of unity and resilience. A close-knit society, with homes packed tightly together and zero personal space, life on Migingo demands constant interaction. But instead of leading to conflict, it has fostered an unbreakable sense of community. Neighbors don't just live side by side, they live as one. Food is often shared between households, ensuring no one goes hungry. Children are raised collectively, with the entire community looking after them. Decisions are made through open discussions, rather than relying on formal leadership structures. This deeply ingrained cooperation makes Migingo a unique social experiment, where survival is only possible through mutual support. Festivals and cultural identity. Despite their daily struggles, Migingo's residents always find reasons to celebrate. Music and dance fill the island during communal gatherings, where locals share stories, songs, and laughter. Fishing celebrations mark successful hauls, honoring the lake that sustains them. Traditional practices, passed down through generations, keep their heritage alive. These gatherings serve as a vital escape from hardship, reinforcing the island's spirit of endurance and joy. Challenges of island life. While unity is strong, life on Migingo isn't without its struggles. Conflicts still arise, especially over limited resources. The lack of privacy can lead to tension as there's no place to retreat for solitude. Generational shifts bring new challenges, while younger residents continue the traditions or seek opportunities elsewhere. A testament to human cooperation. Each day on Migingo is proof that humans can adapt to even the most extreme conditions. In a world where individualism is often prioritized, Migingo reminds us of the power of community. But as modern pressures mount, can this fragile unity last forever? Could you live in a place where everyone knows everything about you? Share your thoughts in the comments. Number 2. The island's law enforcement. How does Migingo maintain order without a traditional police force? With no official authorities patrolling its narrow pathways, the island has developed its own unique system of justice, self-regulation. A society without police. Instead of relying on law enforcement, Migingo depends on community-appointed peacekeepers, respected elders, or influential figures who step in to resolve disputes and uphold harmony. Conflicts are settled through mediation, with peacekeepers acting as negotiators rather than enforcers. There are no jails or formal punishments. Instead, offenders are reprimanded through community intervention, often facing public discussions or social ostracization. Decisions are made collectively, ensuring that justice is perceived as fair and unbiased. The power of collective responsibility. What makes this system work? Accountability. In a community as small as Migingo, everyone knows everyone. This means crime is rare, as wrongdoers risk losing their reputation and support from neighbors. Trust is high, with residents believing in shared responsibility rather than top-down enforcement. Punishments are social rather than physical, ensuring that offenders are integrated rather than alienated. Does it really work? While the system is effective for minor disputes, it does have its challenges. More serious conflicts, like theft or violence, can be harder to control without formal law enforcement. In such cases, residents may seek help from the mainland authorities, though such interventions are rare. Still, Migingo remains a fascinating example of a self-sustaining society, proving that law and order don't always require badges and uniforms. Could this work elsewhere? With rising debates over policing and justice reform worldwide, Migingo's model raises an interesting question. Could a system of self-regulation work in larger communities? Would you feel safer in a community without police? Share your thoughts in the comments. Number 1. The shocking reality. Now, here's the most shocking part. Migingo Island is gradually sinking. For generations, this tiny speck in Lake Victoria has withstood storms, overcrowding, and resource shortages. But now it faces its greatest threat yet: nature itself. A disappearing island. Due to rising water levels caused by climate change and environmental shifts, Migingo is slowly being swallowed by the lake. Every year, the shoreline shrinks, forcing residents to build makeshift reinforcements. But how long can they hold back the inevitable? Homes are being rebuilt on stilts. Boats, once used only for fishing, are now essential for daily transportation as land disappears. Some families have already left, seeking refuge on the mainland. But for many, leaving Migingo means leaving everything they've ever known. A fight for survival. The people of Migingo refuse to give up. With limited resources, they have turned to creative solutions, raising their homes, constructing protective barriers, and adapting to the ever-changing landscape. But experts warn, Migingo's time is running out. Without intervention, the island could be completely underwater within decades. So the question remains, will Migingo Island survive, or will it become a lost chapter in history? Migingo Island is a testament to human resilience, but it also serves as a warning of what's to come for many coastal and island communities worldwide. What do you think? Should the residents stay and fight, or is it time to leave? Drop a comment below with your thoughts. And don't forget, like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on more mind-blowing stories like this. Until next time.